everyone. Hi, Jagtar. Good morning. Same here. I'm happy and excited to go live. Where are you from, Jagtar? Akshata, good morning. Can you hear me? Hi, Uruj. Hi, Anindita and Dhanu. Yeah. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳೋದು ಕೇಳ್ಸಲ್ಲ. I hope you can hear me clearly. Hi, Ila. Good morning. I'm in Bangalore, Jagtar. How about you? Okay, that's great. Okay. I'm fine. Fatima, hi, good morning. I'm very happy and excited to go live. This is the first time I'm doing this. I'm logged in from Bangalore. Welcome to my first live chat, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today on a weekday morning. Hi, Naba. Hi, Geetanjali. Hi, Reshma. Hello, Srikant. Okay, hi. So we have some queries here as well. So I just wanted to my Sundays are usually about getting ready for the next week and spending some time with the family. So this is my first live chat. So I'm very excited and I'm nervous also. Hi, Cheryl. So good to see you. Finally. Hi, Jasmine. Good morning. Yes, really long time, Cheryl. I have wanted to do this since a very long time, but somehow I'm not so much of a camera person. So I kept putting it off. So I'm glad I'm finally doing it. Hi, Spandana. So I thought this chat can be. Hi, Gitanjali. I will come back to all your queries in a little bit. I hope that's okay with you. Surely, Reshma, I'll be doing all of that. But yes, slowly but surely, I'll be doing all of that. I thought we can first have, since this is the first time I'm going live, I thought we can just have an informal chat before we get on to the next live sessions with question answers and topics in particular. I hope that's okay with you all. So I've logged in from Bangalore, and this is where I live. So I just wanted to tell you a few things about myself, and I also wanted to know about you guys also, where you live, what you do, and stuff. Hi, Vidya. Yes, Cheryl, surely. I want us to talk, and I want us to get to know each other. I hope that's fine, and then we'll get on to the next the question answers, and we will have more live sessions. I plan to make a series of these live chats, maybe on a certain day of the week, so that we can interact regularly, and we can have this question answer sessions, and or whatever else you would like. That's great. It's good to see a doctor who is interested in baking. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you about how I started, and a few things about myself, my blog, and my channel. So I started blogging in 2010, and I was baking for a couple of years by that time, but not much by way of baking. A couple of cakes now and then, and the same cakes always, mind you. So that was the extent of my baking. And then I started blogging, and then I got exposed to this big world of baking, and I was very excited, and I was very eager to learn. So post that, since I had struggled a lot to learn baking, so I wanted to reach out to people and help them to start baking as well, because in India particularly, it's not very common that our mothers and our grandmothers bake. So it's many a times it's just us, the first generation, who start baking at home. So assuming that, hi Swati, I am still live. So I wanted to start a series called Baking for Beginners, which I did on my blog first. So it was about, I started with this video, I started with this post, how to use a convection microwave. That was the first one, the first in the series for beginners. And then I went on to do Introduction to Baking, then more posts about baking tins, tools, pans, and other basic things. So, hi Sakshi, hi Natasha. My blog name is Cakes and More Anindita. Yeah. So, and then I was I started writing these posts on my blog. My blog is Cakes and More. I will share the link in the description below the video later, so you can take a look. And then, since I tend to write very long posts, just like I make my videos with some detail in it, so that's what I do with my posts as well. But then not everybody likes to read so much of text, so I wanted to make videos so that I could. It's a more interactive medium, and I thought I could reach out to more people through videos. So that is when I started making videos for this YouTube channel. But then I was very hesitant to do that, because I'm not very comfortable being in the limelight, and I don't like my pictures. I don't like being shot and stuff like that. So I really did not want to do it at all. But then somehow I surprised myself by doing a few videos. And my first video, how to use a convection microwave, you can see that on my channel, and that was the first one we shot. And very surprisingly, and much to my delight also, it is nearing now about 2 million views. So I'm very happy about that, and I hope I'll be making a lot more videos for you, and I hope you'll find them helpful as well. So you can see my first few videos on the channel. They're all listed in the playlist. They're about baking tins, tools, vanilla extract, and stuff. Okay, so so this is the way I usually get on to making my videos. I plan about what I want to make, and I just write down a list of these recipes and what I want to make. So it's usually a combination of a few recipe videos and also some feature videos, like how to separate eggs, or about baking ingredients, stuff like that. So because I do not want it to be just recipes, because you can find a lot of recipes, but I really do want to focus on the basics part, which will really help you to attempt any recipe you would want to attempt, because that's the most important thing. I really believe in going from the fundamentals, the ABCs of baking. So that is where you will get all your fundamentals from. And once you know the fundamental stuff, then it's just a matter of attempting. You'll be able to do pretty much any recipe. So I'm very confident about that. I hope you're liking the way I'm going with my videos. Hi Niru, hi Sakshi, hi Good Soul, hi Dhanursima, Swati, Oasis. I'm really very excited to be chatting with you all. Okay, so do you? I would like to know something about where are you put up and what do you do? Would you mind sharing? Okay, so I think we will get on to the. I will answer the questions asked here. Jagdar, I'm in Bangalore. I hope I'm not missing out on any queries here. Reshma, thank you so much. I want my videos to be helpful. I hope you have started baking as well. Anindita, I'm also very excited. Jagtar, I have really not baked any cake using any CMC powder or such. I just you can see the recipes on my blog and on my channel. That's all the ingredients I use. I prefer not to use any additives in them. Geetanjali, it's not good to be using compound chocolates. Please do not use that. You can find good quality baking chocolate. You can use that for making ganache and for your baking also. Jasmine, you can't actually bake. You can bake in a microwave if you have convection mode, but otherwise you can. Or if you have a solo microwave or a microwave come grill, then you can only cook and grill in it. You can't really bake in it. Reshma, I am not into commercial baking, so I'm very sorry. I may not be able to help you much with the pricing of cakes and stuff as such. I'm so sorry about that. Cheryl, you can find a video, a recipe for Black Forest cake on my blog. I will share the link with you later. Anindita, my blog name is Cakes and More. Good soul, I'm very happy to hear that you found my videos helpful. Uruj, yes, I'll definitely be doing more videos about books for baking as and when I collect. Only I hope I'll collect a couple of dozens more soon, and then I'll be able to make more videos. And Natasha, how to preheat the oven for cake and bread. You can see this video and you can also read my post about preheating the microwave and OTG. So generally the method for preheating for anything, for cake or cookies or bread or any such anything, the method is the same for preheating. So it remains the same. You can watch my video. If you have any more queries, you can write a comment for me. Dharani Suma, thank you so much. Shiny, I'm also glad to see you all here, and I'm very happy to be chatting with you. Thank you, Asma. Sakshi, I am trying to come up with more eggless recipes. Actually, tomorrow you'll see, not tomorrow, I'm so sorry. Next week, you'll be seeing an eggless cookie on the channel, and I'm trying to come up with more eggless recipes. I'll definitely be doing more of that. Dharni Suma, you can, if you do not have, you will need some kind of essence. If not, I really do not favor using any kind of essence. I would suggest that you use pure extracts for cakes and cookies or desserts or anything. So please try to use vanilla extract or any other pure extract. Try to avoid essence because it has a very, very strong flavor, and it's really strong. So it's actually unpleasant. So I would suggest that you avoid using any kind of essence and you try out the extract. Saad Jaha, thank you so much. Reshma, good to see you. I'm sure you enjoy baking for your sons. It's really a lifesaver because kids always love eating new things. Sakshi, I'm not sure if I'll be able to make a series on eggless baking. I have quite a few eggless recipes on the channel, though. You can take a look at them. I will try to come up with more eggless recipes, that's for sure. Jaisurya, I'm sorry, I did not understand what makes your cake bitter. Jagdar, no, you can't really make chocolate at home. I mean, compound chocolate is sold, and you can't really make any kind of chocolate at home unless you're trained to do that. The best you can do is mix together a mold chocolate. Like you can take real chocolate and then melt it and then mold it in different shapes. So that's what a lot of people call it as making chocolate, though it's not really making chocolate. Asma, I'm sorry, I'm not used a lot of fondant. I'm not too much into decoration, so I do have a recipe for some simple marzipan on the channel. Maybe you can take a look at that. Afik, how to use a convection microwave? I have this video how to use a convection microwave on the channel, so you can watch that video. If you have any more questions, please leave your questions for me. I'm trying to just scroll through the questions here. Okay, Saad, after baking, your cake got harder. Uh, okay, so for any recipe, it is very difficult to pinpoint one cause for any kind of something which goes wrong with your bake. It could be a combination of things. Similarly, for something to work well, then that needs to be a combination of a lot of things also. So that needs to be a good recipe, be using the right tools, and then you need to be following the method properly. Your oven needs to work properly, and so a lot of things need to come together, which is why it is very important to know the fundamentals first before you attempt even simple recipes, because all of these things together will come together and help you make a success of your recipe. So your cake might be hard because the batter might have been too thick and there might be less liquid, or several other factors. So I would suggest you pick out a good recipe and then try it, and then first go through the fundamental stuff first, the basics of the videos. You can see a lot of videos on my channel. I would suggest you watch all of them first, try to get familiar with all that, and then attempt baking. Ritika, Bharti, hi. Yes, yes, definitely. I'll be posting a recipe for muffins. Okay, Jagdar, your cake comes out sticky and soggy under the pan after demolding. Is that immediately after the demold or after some time? Okay, Gitanjali. Okay, you can actually for chocolate to hold its shape when you decorate it, you will need to temper the chocolate. So that's a different thing. Or you will need to use. I really wouldn't want to do that, but you can use compound chocolate because that will hold and will not really melt so fast. But then you would need to decorate the cake, and then you would not be able to eat the decorations. You would need to just decorate and then later discard it. Spandana, definitely, I will try to get a good recipe for mud cake for you. In the meantime, you can find other recipes on the channel for chocolate cakes, and you can find it on my blog as well. Thank you so much, Asma. Thank you so much. Um, Okay, Nikita, why does my cake sink? Okay, your cake may be sinking because you may be using too much baking powder or baking soda. Please, that's one of the reasons. So maybe you should, if you're not weighing your ingredients already for baking, then I would suggest that you first weigh your ingredients, because that will help you with being accurate with your proportions for the flour and baking soda and such. And please follow a good recipe, so that usually solves the problem. And use the pan of the right size. All these things really matter, and it really helps you get a good output. Anju, I'm here. Swati, hi. Thank you so much, Swati. Yes, I have struggled a lot, and yes, it was really very difficult for me to just understand even the small things about baking. Yes, but then it was still very enjoyable, and I still enjoy doing all that. Hi, Asma. Good to know that you're from Hyderabad. I'm in Bangalore. Deepak, yes, I'm just getting to your query. I'll just scroll up. Okay, Deepak, you use a convection microwave. You have only one tin. In case the recipe requires multi-layer cake, can batter be made store? Can you make the batter and store and then bake one layer at a time? Okay, Deepak, you can't. I would suggest you get at least two tins. If you have only one tin, then what I would suggest is that you first make the batter for just one tin, because once you make the batter, you can store it in the fridge for about half an hour, but then you can't transfer it from one vessel to the baking tin later, because then it will lose the the aeration will be gone, and your cake will not be very soft. So I would suggest that you get another tin, or you scale down the recipe so that the batter fits in just one tin, and you are able to bake one cake at a time. And then you need to mix more batter and again bake another cake using the same tin once it is washed and dried. Hi Balishwar, hi Rita. Okay, what you Jaisurya? Should I use convection mode to bake pizza? Yes, you can use. You have to use convection mode to bake pizza. You can watch a video on baking pizza. It's on the channel. So you need to use convection mode. Yes. Okay, Cynthia, what mode you use for baking, top and bottom heat or bottom heat? So it actually really depends on your oven and what you like and what works best for you. Unlike in a convection microwave, I can just tell you that this particular mode works. But what happens in OTGs are they're quite what do you say, temperamental, and all ovens work differently, so it might not be possible that one solution suits all. So you'll need to try out in your OTG what works better for you and what you like. So I usually use only the bottom heating element when I'm baking in my OTG, but you may some people use both the top and bottom heating elements. So you will need to try and experiment and figure out what will work best for you. There's no one such thing as right or wrong here. My cake in microwave does not bake properly from the middle, Rita. Okay, all right. So what it was sometimes depends on the size of the baking tin. If the tin is too small for the batter, then that may happen. So a lot of factors again. So please use the correct size pan and use a good recipe. And again, I would suggest that you go through the basics, and because you will need to know all of these things for the one recipe to work well. Oh, hi, Swati. That's good to know. Okay, all right. I did. Okay, Sakshi, what mode is useful to bake as I have grill plus convection, microwave plus convection plus microwave plus convection? Okay, that is a little tricky because I use only convection mode. I do not use a combination of convection plus anything else. I usually use only, I have used only convection so far. But I'm not very sure how microwave plus convection or any of these combinations will work well for baking. Maybe you'll need to check if there is a convection only mode. So I think that will be the best. Okay, how much time can we put glass baking dish in the microwave? Harjeet, so you can, if you mean how long you can put the glass baking dish in the microwave on microwave mode, I think if it is good quality glass like Borosil or Pyrex, then I think even a long time should be fine. But if it is ordinary glass, please do not use it at all because that tends to break in the heat. Yes, I think you can use it for about, even on convection mode, you can easily use it for about 20 to 30 minutes. Anju, for baking 1 kg of cake, what type of pan should I use? 7 inch or 8 inch? Anju, I'm sorry, I'm a home baker, so we usually do not think it's very difficult for us to think in terms of weight for the cakes, which is what the professionals do. So I've really never really weighed my cakes. Okay, so Cheryl, yes, I'll be coming back with recipes soon. Tomorrow will be a featured video, and then the next week will be a recipe. I hope to continue with more recipes. Okay, Anju, if the recipe says 8-inch pan for 30 minutes, if I'm using 9-inch pan, what is the time? So, if you're using a bigger pan, usually the baking time will be reduced. Say if it's 30 minutes here, then your cake might be done in 25 minutes. So, you can check at 25 minutes. Thank you, Cheryl. I really look forward to all of your comments on the channel. I read all of your comments. I feel really happy reading them. Rini, can we use aluminum cake containers for in convection mode? Yes, you can definitely use that. You can use it on convection mode. You mean the containers, right? The disposable ones. Yes, a lot of people use them. I have not really used them though, but then yes, I have seen people use them. Chitra, yes, I will share a recipe for sponge cake without butter and oil, but that's usually not something I would suggest for beginners because these kind of cakes rely on the on the whipping of the eggs and the egg whites for the cake to hold up and have a good texture. So that is not something I would suggest for or recommend for beginners because the chances of success will be not very high. So I would suggest that you start with regular cakes and then we'll move on to these cakes without butter and oil. Okay, Sakshi, if there is no individual mode except to grill, I think it will be very difficult. I'm honestly not tried baking in any of these combination modes. Maybe you can try microwave plus convection. You can try a small recipe for some small cakes or cupcakes just to experiment, and then if it works, then you can continue. Sally, hi. I have an OTG. So, what temperature should I set for preheating, and how much temperature should I bake, and for how many minutes? Uh, Okay, the temperature in your OTG will be the same as you would set in the microwave. But then, as I've mentioned a few times in my videos, the OTGs, when you set the temperature on the dial, the temperature you see in the OTG is not necessarily the same temperature inside the oven. So you'll need to use an oven thermometer and then you will need to set it accordingly. The baking time again may vary. Your cake might bake a little faster. You will need to experiment and figure out. I use microwave for reheating, Cheryl. Harjeet, hi. Okay, yes, yes. I tried frosting recipes, but all my frostings don't say stay stiff. How to maintain stiff frosting? I'm not sure what kind of frosting are talking about. If it is whipped cream, then yes, here in India, it's very difficult for us to get good quality heavy cream, and non-dairy whipping cream is not very good. I really do not. Want to recommend that you use that, but that looks like the only thing that will hold up. But other than whipped cream, if you want to try a recipe for frosting which will hold up, then maybe you can try some stiff ganache or even cocoa fudge frosting. You can find on my channel. Both of these recipes are on the channel. You can try that. Okay, so Cheryl, difference between butter frosting and whipped cream in terms of taste and durability. Whipped cream, I think, is one of the most uh, I mean, one of the most delicate things. So you will need to refrigeration is always best for that. But I think butter frosting can be kept outside. And honestly, I really don't like the traditional butter frosting, which is mostly a lot of butter and a whole lot of sugar. But I'm yet to try these recipes. I have seen a lot of recipes which use eggs in them for buttercream frosting. That's supposed to taste good, but I'm not sure about the durability part. Let me check on that and get back to you. Okay, what is your most favorite flavor of cake? I would have to say, like a lot of us, I'm very partial to chocolate. I love chocolate. Anindita, hi. So I think you can try. I'm not sure. Okay, can you tell me what kind of frosting have you tried so far so that I can help you? Rini, aluminum tin containers in convection mode. Yes, the regular aluminum tins you can definitely use. You should be, that's what I use mostly. So you can definitely use aluminum tins. Geetanjali, the frosting recipes I have on the channel are they are all of them are eggless. Like there's whipped cream, there is chocolate ganache, and then there's cocoa fudge frosting. None of these have egg in them. Hi Lata, thank you so much for your wishes. Okay, multigrain in baking. So actually, you can get these recipes from go to this website called King Arthur Flour. There you can find a lot of recipes which use multigrains in them and different grains in them. You can definitely try one of those recipes. I can't see the messages. And again, I would suggest that you not directly substitute or do a straightforward substitution for any kind of multigrain in place of maida for any recipe, because you may not like what you're going to be getting. So please try to avoid that. Thank you so much, Fasmina. It's actually Alice Metrich's recipe. I can't take credit for it, but yes, it's one of my favorite frostings too. I'm just trying to scroll through. Yeah, I think I answered this question, Cheryl. You can use. I use microwave for heating. I do not normally use auto reheat feature. Okay, so one of the questions is here. Okay, someone is asking me here. I'm sorry, I'm not able to find the question again. So, how did I learn these things? So, I learned all of these mostly by trial and error because I'm not trained to, I have not taken any kind of training, or I've not done a course in baking, though I wish I had done. I still do. I still wish I could, and I hope I'll be able to do it sometime. So, it was mostly by trial and error. Making stuff, and then I had a lot of disasters, and then finally figured out a few things. Hi, Deepak. Yeah. So Rita, I think I answered your question. My cake does not bake properly from the middle. So I would suggest that you use, if you're not using I hope you're using the right pan size. And again, it's a combination of a lot of factors for things to work in baking. So please pay attention to all the details, which is why I keep repeating in my videos that details make a lot of difference. So you should be paying attention to all the small details which is given in the recipe. Only then your bake will be successful. Hi Navya, I usually bake cakes in a cooker with sand put at the bottom. Can I use steel cookware to make cakes? uh, no, you do not want to use steel. Please use aluminum. So I think aluminum is best. You should try to use aluminum. Do not use steel. Okay, Cheryl, adding eggs and adding egg whites in a cake, does it make it more fluffy? Yes, definitely it helps to add eggs, and then the beaten egg whites and the beaten eggs add to uh, the texture of the cake. So it really does help, yes. Yes, Anindita, I can understand the pain, the butter frosting, and a lot of other things also. They melt in humid climate. That's right. Fasmina, what videos can we expect from you in the future? So you can expect more recipes, more tips along similar lines. Yes, and I hope I'll be doing more. Like we are doing very basic recipes now. Um, I hope I'll get to the part where we'll move on to the next level, and I'll be able to show you more things. Chitra, how to avoid egg smell from cakes? I think. Adding extract helps, and if you are very sensitive to the smell of eggs, then maybe you can try adding some orange zest. Such things help mask the smell, though I'm not very sensitive to the smell of eggs in cakes. In cakes, some people are very sensitive to the smell, so I can understand that. So maybe you can try adding a little bit more vanilla extract and some orange zest, if that goes with the flavor of your cake. But please be wary of using more of vanilla essence, the synthetic vanilla essence, because that will make your cake smell really very, very strong, and you would not be able to eat it. My cakes are made fluffy. I'm sorry, I did not get the question. Lata, tell me about egg replacer. Okay, egg replacer. This is something. This is a ready product you can get. You can also try. I'll give the link in the description box later. Sorry, I can put it in the comments or in the description later. So there are things called as Energy and other such brands. I've not really used it. I'm not really a big fan of replacing eggs in any recipe, so I'm not sure how well it will work. But I have seen a lot of people using these egg replacers, and they like them, but it may not again work in all recipes, so just be careful about that. Okay, if there's anything I've not answered here, please guide me to the question so that I can help you. Anindita, yes, okay, I will try to make more recipes for icing. Maybe we can do a white icing and other icing recipes. Cheryl, your cakes are fluffy, maybe extra. Okay, I really did not get the question. Kitchen fire, can you please repost your question? Cheryl, does the microwave consume a lot of electricity? Yeah, I guess so. Yes, yes, I think it does. Okay, Lata Shrikant, proofing of yeast and climate. Proofing as such, proofing of yeast as such, I don't think it has much to do with the climate. But yes, the proofing time, I think it depends on the ambient temperature, and if it's hot, then your bread dough will proof faster as compared to when it is cold. Okay, your cakes are not fluffy. Okay. Again, as I did mention that earlier, it depends on a lot of things. Please check if your baking powder is working well, and if you're using fresh baking powder, and you're using the correct recipe. And also, it depends on the method of mixing. Sometimes over mixing also makes the cake dense, because you would be destroying all the air bubbles which have been created using the baking powder and baking soda. So if that happens, then your cake will be dense. So maybe you can try another recipe again. I would say that you focus on the basics. Pay attention to the way things are mixed, the size of the tin, and a lot of other things. You can see my videos, and you can attempt one of those recipes and let me know if you need any further help. Hi Rita, my microwave is IFB30SRC2. Please teach us cake recipe. So you can find a lot of cake recipes on the channel, Rita. You can attempt any of those. Sania, is yeast not good for health? No, I don't believe so. I'm sure we can have it without any problem. Navya, which will be a better option to bake cakes, OTG or microwave? So I think I use both OTG and the convection microwave. Actually, I use my convection microwave very often. I find it very convenient to use, and I think both convection microwave and the OTG both work well for me. So some people like baking only in the OTG. So I wouldn't say that there's one such thing. Like, you can try out both, and then you can use whatever. And it also depends on your need, what you want to uh, bake, and how often you bake, and in what quantities, and is it just for home, or do you want to do some professional commercial baking, big numbers and stuff. Then you would need to get an OTG. But I think both of them work well. So just in case if you're looking for buying, and if you're deliberating between buying an OTG and a microwave, then you can watch my video about comparing a OTG and a convection microwave. So, and then maybe you can decide. Can banana leaf be used as tin liner? Yes, Lata, this is something very interesting. I haven't tried that, but I would suggest that you stick to using baking parchment. That works really well. From where do you source your ingredients, especially chocolate? Deepak, I usually buy chocolate from a nearby baking supplies store, and most of my baking ingredients are. I don't really use a lot of special stuff, like, just the regular baking powder and flour, yeast, and such things. Yeast I usually ask someone to get for me from the USA, because I like those single-use sachets, because they save me from the problem of this the power cuts and the yeast in the freezer going bad. So I would really like to avoid that. That's the only reason I get that from the USA. Also, yes, I get my aluminum-free baking powder from the USA as well. So otherwise, most of my ingredients are from Bangalore here. Yes, Sanya, it should be fine. I don't think there's anything to worry about that. Kitchen fire. Which temperature is necessary to bake the cake? Most cakes are baked at 180 degrees centigrade, but again, it depends on your recipe. So you should be ideally going by the recipe you are using. My pav buns are not browning on top. What can I use instead of egg wash? Lata, usually in bread recipes, if the quantity of sugar is more, or if there is enough sugar, or if there is egg in the recipe, then your breads will have good color. So if you do not want to use egg wash, I normally don't use egg wash for all of my breads. I do that very rarely. But you can just a mixture of some milk and some oil. You can just mix them together. Very little bit of milk, like say a teaspoon of milk and a teaspoon of oil. Just whisk both of them together and then brush it on top of your pav buns before you put them in the oven and bake. That should help you get a good color. Which company microwave do you use? I use LG Kitchen Fire. So I've been using it since more than 4 or 5 years. So I really like the microwave. I like the brand. So I've been using that. Hi, Ashish. Okay, so I think we will wrap this session up, and I look forward to having more such chats with all of you, so we can decide on a topic for the next one, and then you can let me know in the comments what would be your preferred day, like a weekday or a weekend, and then you can also suggest what topics you would like us to interact on, so then we can do that as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking time to come over here. And then it was so nice chatting with all of you. I hope we'll be doing this again and again. Thank you so much, Muslima. Lata, thank you so much. Please let me know how your buns turned out and if they got a good color. Okay, so thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much, Anandita. All your comments mean a lot to me. So it really means a lot. And thank you. So many of you have been regular visitors on the channel and you keep leaving your comments regularly. It really, really makes my day. Thanks for tuning in and thanks again. I'll see you again. And please watch out for my posts on the community tab on the channel. I'll be updating more about these live sessions and stuff. I will also try to mention that in my videos so that I can reach out to more of you. Thanks so much and have a great weekend. Thank you.